All right, thank you so much. The quest for national unity and security has been in the front burner for quite some time now. And for most people, they've been trying to look at best options for Nigeria in order for us to really attain national security and also enjoy national security, enjoy national unity and also enjoy national security. Well, we are so privileged to have Mr. Patrick Iholo here with us. He's a frontline human rights activist and also a social activist too, and the founder of One Love Foundation on ITV.
Thank you.
Yeah, we still have Ahmed Mahmoudou here, who I told you earlier on that he's a human rights, he's a political analyst and also a public affairs analyst. Ahmed, you're welcome one more time.
Thank you.
All right, now let me just come to Patrick Iholo because he's the new trend now. Now, we talk about national unity, national security and all that. Now, a whole lot, have been said. I remember at the time, sometime in 2014, the government of, as it were then, in the quest of trying to see how best we can attain national unity, put up the national confab. A situation whereby Nigerians were called together to really discuss how we can really move our nation forward. Now, all these options and several options, which do you think can really be the best option so far?
Well, it's really hard to say, everybody has an opinion. Whatever I see would possibly be not the best option for us. And how you see probably is not my view. But I think the only way we can move forward here is to really educate our people. Our people are lack of education. I'm not talking about the four-corner wall of education. There must be public awareness. There must be education so that those who have been kept in bondage, they can be free. Because the things you see here that happen in present Nigeria, it is not unforeseen circumstances. It's very visible and very glaring. These things are put together by politicians. Don't forget that some people enjoy war, but there is no war, you can't sell your ammunitions. Okay, and people live by that. And don't also forget that people make coffee. God forbid, you go to any street and you see coffee. There's no debt you cannot sell your coffee, So I think we must lighten the people. We must make sure they understand their rights. We must make sure that they all live defense. People have been sitting in defense for a very long time. But they can be part of this process. We have no other country other than Nigeria. There's possibility for a better Nigeria, but we must come together, we must educate people. People have been severely abused, mentally and otherwise. They're confused. And instead of fighting those who put them in this abject poverty, they worship them. Because they don't understand the difference between reality and fake. So the issue that we're having here, there's no continuation if they were government, but it seems there's not. They might, I might be wrong too. Maybe we're continuation, what you said about the national confab, a lot of money was spent there, different ethnicity were there, different people from different part of the so-called Nigeria as a country, they were there. But it was drawn because of personal interest again. So where it be this continuation, anything we do, Nigeria would have been a different situation. Okay. It's also related to where we have laws in Nigeria and nobody abide by law. Nigeria have a very strong law. Nigeria have, they have that unity of purpose in writing, but are we really united? No, we are more divided as you might think that we're united. So if we abide to the things that bring us together as a nation, it will be greatly different.
Okay. Now, Ahmed, it seems that the quest for national unity has been alongside with political sentiments. Now, how far do you think we can go if that's the case?
Well, unfortunately, political rhetoric has built and sustained the animosity that is generated within the nation space of Nigeria. And unfortunately, or well, let me say more fortunately, Nigerians outside Nigeria are more united than Nigerians in Nigeria.
Inside.
When you go to Ghana and you find the Nigerian community, they don't operate based on their ethnicity. If you go to the US, the UK, Nigerians outside share that common brotherhood. And then you keep reminding yourself, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. But unfortunately, I think one of the fundamental problems we have here in the nation space Nigeria is the idea of indigenship versus settler. The idea that somebody was born, raised, and dies in Edo State, for example, without being an Edo man, to me, does not make any sense. If he comes from Delta and he's born in Edo State, his family pays taxes, he begins to work and pays taxes in Edo State, at some point in time, he should be recognized as an Edo man.
Okay.
So that that sense of belonging is not only a physical belonging, it's a mental belonging, it's an ancestral belonging. So that when the terms of employment comes, you don't now start asking a man who knows no other place, where is his state of origin? When the only place he knows is Edo State, he now starts to feel, what have I spent all of my life doing here? Raising my children in this environment, paying taxes. So these are some of the issues that we need to identify and locate and put a stop to. If a person has dwelt or lived and contributed in an environment over a period of time, he should be considered as a citizen or an indigene of that place, and that will foster a bigger sense of unity.
Just like what he said, that Nigerians are more united outside the country than the way they are united at home. What do you think is responsible for all that?
Again, I said against it, enlightenment. We are very civilized people, because most of us are educated illiterates. You know, there's difference between being educated and also difference between being educated illiterate. Okay? Like my brother just rightly said, okay? Now, even in diaspora, for example, I'm a Canadian citizen. I wasn't born in Canada, but I have the same right and privilege with all Canadians, whether you are white, blue, or green. And now this is my country, Nigeria. I'm born in Sokoto State. And you are saying that I should bring my certificate of state of origin. That's preposterous. It's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. He just said, if he lives in Edo here, perhaps he likes Edo, he has his children in Edo here, he trained them and raised them in Edo here, he works in Edo here, he pays us in Edo. By virtue of raising an Edo man. Forget about his grandparents' ancestors, whether they are from Nigeria, Republic of Congo. He's an Edo man. I just make an example. I am a Canadian citizen, but I was born in Nigeria. But I have the same rights, same privilege with whites and black Canadians. So something must be wrong. So these old people with all ideas, with their bigotry and bigotry, they should retire and let the younger generation take their affairs of Nigeria. Now, there's trouble here. Let me tell you something, there's trouble here. This hatred, this new age now, we'll have WhatsApp, Instagram, anything you want to call it. A lot of fake news are there now. Before now, people are excited to buy the newspaper. People are excited to go on the internet because you feel that you're going to source for news. But now, 88% of what you see on the internet today are fake news. Okay? And everything that happened in the past is already inbuilt on the common or the upcoming Nigeria. Oh, it's not a Benin man. Oh, it's an Ijoma. Oh, it's an Robo. Let me tell you why this country is not divided. This is why it's very clear. Because no government pay attention to education. Education is very paramount. A nation without education is a blind nation. It's a nation in the dark.
Now, when you say no government pays attention to education there.
Now, when you were in school at your age, you share your dormitory with Musa, with Chinedu, with Osaro. These guys are very close to you. You wake up in the morning, you go to the stream together, you fetch water, you bath together, you have lunch together, you read together. You know this guy more than even your siblings. So if you are sitting anywhere and somebody says, the Igbo people are too bad, you say, my friend, don't say that. My best friend is Chinedu. Or outside people say, don't say that to my best friend is Usman. But now, there's this thing called status in Nigeria. Everybody wants to put their children in private school. There's no more public school. There's no more, we don't relate anymore in life. We don't relate anymore. Even after you don't relate to people. So these are the part of the life we are experiencing. So if we want unity in this country, we must spend very heavily on security and very heavily in education.
Okay, but I wanted to throw more light on something you said a while ago. You said that I asked the question, just like what you said, that Nigerians seems to be more united outside the country than the way they are united at home. Yes. And of course, you said is education and enlightenment. Yes. Are you trying to say that Nigerians outside the country are more enlightened and more educated?
When I told him that maybe he can take it from me. Okay, you see. Why do you think that when Nigeria travel to the shore of Nigeria, they excel more? They excel more because here is total confusion. When
you can't say here it's total confusion. No, it is not. If it's total confusion, you won't be here.
The reason why I'm here is that, I don't know this confidence.
I know, but
I know business here, I'm telling you. When I'm coming here, it's like you're traveling to hell.
No, you can't say so, Patrick. No, but you can't say so.
You know what?
If it's hell, you won't come here. I mean, your parents are here.
3 days ago,
yeah,
I was coming from Lagos. It's a country where you have a minister of transport who was stopped for 5 hours. There were no road safety. What is road safety? The road safety, they target the beautiful people like him. They stop the worship of people, particulars. They stop money from him. Whereas there's accident there, they will not understand. There were no police. There were no soldiers there. We resort to self-help every time. It's not supposed to be like that. What is government? Government give you water, they give you electricity, they give you hospitals, they give you school. Now, let me ask you again, what has this government done for you? They haven't done anything for me, apparently.
Well, the government has done. I went to a federal institution, and of course, I know how much. I went to Uniben. Okay. I know how much I paid. Okay. I know my education was subsidized. Okay. So, are
they still subsidizing education, or they're subsidizing oil?
They are still subsidizing education. In federal schools, they do.
Let me say, now you expose them now because there's no country going on now. There's what they call acceptance fee. When you were going to school, there was no like acceptance fee. There were acceptance letter. That you have been accepted. You are brilliant. Write a letter to that you have accepted coming to our school. Today, they exploit students by saying they should pay.
Yeah, but Patrick, I need you to answer my question. Are you trying to say that Nigerians in Canada are more enlightened than Nigerians at home?
It's not about, I'm not talking about education, enlightenment.
Yeah.
We're talking about unity because they are in a neighboring environment that is very friendly, that is very sociable, that is very kind to each other. And that's why the unity of purpose is there. But here, we're very hostile to ourselves. We're very hostile to ourselves. Everybody seems to live in confusion. Whereas we can change it. We can change the mentality. We can live in peace and unity. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Ahmed, now looking at present attempts that the present government has taken in order for this government to really enshrine national unity and, of course, also enshrine national security. Remember the issue of Ruga came, and there has been this whole lot of, no, you don't bring Ruga to us, and of course some say that let it be. Now, when we begin to think about this whole thing like this, are you really, do you see the possibility of we as a country really attaining national unity?
Yes, I do, because I'm a natural optimist, but let me use this opportunity to say I am greatly disappointed at certain parastatals in the government. For example, we have a national orientation agency,
yeah,
whose primary responsibility it is to foster that sense of belonging in all of us through messages, through symposium, through activities like the National Universities Games, youth service program, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of these agencies that fortunately we already have in the system that can foster unity or will keep on pushing the boundaries of unity, but they are not played to the best of their ability.
Well, if you ask them, they'll tell you they have their bottlenecks.
But
they have their difficulties.
When last did we get any message from National Orientation Agency, for example?
That's the question.
This is okay. For example, the National Orientation Agency is supposed to foster unity by saying, we are in the spirit of the Muslim festival, but it should not only be about Muslims.
Yes.
It should be about what brings us together more than what puts us apart.
That's correct.
Most of the people who enjoy the Salah in my own community are my Christian neighbors, because they come to me, we sit down, we use that opportunity to sit down, talk about things. And these are, like he said, it is self-help. But the government has the responsibility to keep on pushing that message that we are all Nigerians. We all have a stake in the success or failure of this enterprise. We need to tell ourselves that we are not just Muslims or Christians, we are not Igbo or Hausa, we are primarily Nigerians first and foremost. And when your Nigerian brother is bleeding, sooner than later it is you that will bleed. If there is nobody to attend to him when he has an accident on the highway, it is just by accident that it is not you. So what right do you have to say? It can be anybody. Yes. So we need to, there is too much rhetoric at the moment aimed at dividing us. And we are buying into that rhetoric. The unfortunate incidents of Ruga, like you pointed out, is one good example. Now people are going back to look at it and realize that it may not have been, it might just have been the name. So when, instead of throwing out the whole baby, they threw out the whole program.
Because people were cashing it.
People were cashing into it. So Ruga itself is simply what? A ranch. Okay, let us call it a ranch and see if it will work. But no, we threw away the whole thing. These are things where I have the problem with the Minister of Information. I have a problem with National Orientation Agency. I even have a problem with you people. The media, electronic media. Because they keep on pushing the line. Yes, that's schism. They keep on pushing it.
Ahmed, you don't need to blame the people. Now, what brings about trust is when somebody has not lived up to expectation. Now, I'm not trying to point accusing fingers here.
Has the media lived up to expectation in this country?
What, to a very large extent.
No,
we're not. The media has not been selective. The media,
did you hold them responsible?
Of course we
when
do.
We come here and tell us who does that?
When we say don't mention them, anything that you cannot...
If I don't mention them, how do they know who I'm talking to?
No, Patrick, what we do, anything that you cannot substantiate, then you don't say it.
I'm responsible.
No, he's talking about fairness and objectivity.
Yes.
But we can understand that. But then, even the conversations that we have that create schism should not be highlighted. Like you rightly pointed out, you go to social media, most of the news that you get there is fake news. Then you come to traditional media and expect them to correct it. But no, they are pushing it. When you come to traditional media, you expect them to be the moderating voice and say, okay, some of these things are not right like what they say. Let's use the example of Fulani heads. If you want to commit a crime, just say it's a Fulani headsman. You can kill 50 people.
But you know if I can
no, I don't understand. No, Patrick. Let me get
out to what he's saying. Let me tell you something. You know, if you go back to the way, even before we're even here, go back to the Bible. They've been X-Men for a very long time. Because these people just want to cause confusion unnecessarily. Okay, they could have called it ranch. They could have even tell those who have made this country dry to open ranch in every state. Okay, these people you call the X-Men committing the atrocities, they all are non-Nigerians. You had a lot of them from Niger, from China. I'm not here to defend the X-Men, but I'm telling you, they've been tagged bad name. They don't carry AK-47. People here doing this, they are terrorists. These are not X-Men. So we should try and define it.
Exactly.
We should try and define it. We've been living together for many years, and we'll still live together. We should stop the division. We should stop it. Enough of this is enough. Otherwise, we'll have no country again.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something. Every one of us will suffer it. Yeah, people from the north will suffer it greatly. But if you have a neighbor who's an armed robber, who's not doing well, you're not going to sleep at night well. You are going to close your eyes to sleep. So we must all come together collectively. We must stop denouncing these criminals who are exploiting us. We must stop giving them police to protect them. The police should go out there and protect the citizens.
So what are the criminals now?
Well, I'm saying generally 85% of the politicians who have this country are criminals.
Of the what?
85% of the politicians. I didn't mention
that. May not be correct.
I'm telling you.
No, that may not be correct, Patrick.
Now, if you are using I said 85, I didn't say you can be the good one. If you take 85% of your resources to feed the politicians, to pay them allowance, to pay them salaries they do not deserve, is that not criminal?
But you know, Patrick, do you know what I?
When you cannot pay another person 30,000,
now, Patrick,
it's not over to the 1
now, Patrick, do you know what I really think? Yes. I think at times our politicians or our leaders may be genuine.
We don't have leaders. We have bosses. Don't call them leaders. You call them boss.
Whatever you call them. Whatever you call them.
But leaders are people who lead you not to fail.
Yeah, but Patrick, I think
who tell you to do things by every mistake.
Yeah, Patrick. Now I think that at times they may be genuine. It's possible that it is we, the followers, the way we react to some of these whole issues. Imagine the Ruga thing that you talked about. Now, for some people, they believe that, no, Ruga, don't even talk about it. Yes. Why for some people, their opinion is that, why don't you wait? Let them start it first.
And see.
Now, it's just like the issue of insecurity now. Now, some people are advocating for state policing. Why some say that no, don't even talk about it, that politicians will use it to their own benefit. So when we talk about national security, Patrick Eholo, which way do you think is best option for Nigeria?
I think for me, this is my opinion, I think state policing is ideal.
Okay.
First of all, it will create more gainful employment for the citizens who are roaming about without job. Also, too, you can also have what you call informant among them. The police cannot work with magic. Police need to be informed. Police need to be given information to work with. Okay, and also to having the fear factor that the politicians will use them to advantage. I think I want to disagree with that. We must grow. We will still have the federal police. We also still have the state police. Why do you think you have FBI, for example? FBI is also police, but they are federal police. You also have state police. For example, in my Canada, we have Ontario Police. We also have ROCMP. So I think state police is good.
That's the federal and the provincial.
Of course, you have provincial. You also have
even local governments
so
can have theirs.
Even local government can have theirs. So I think it's a very good possibility. But again, let me also tell you that there are very good police people in this country. Very, very good one. But also, the majority of the police that we have today, they were not having that mindset to be a police. They don't love what they are doing. They want to wear the black and black and stop money. I'm telling you. But they are also very good ones because they are few good men. But majority of them are also not good.
While I agree with what he's saying, but let me point out something. The current security infrastructure by itself needs adequate overhauling.
Yes.
If it is adequately overhauled, the necessity for state police might not arise. The reason I say this is because under the current structure, while the state governor is the chief security officer of the state, he does not have access to command control of the state security infrastructure.
So when you make them to have access to the control, what makes you feel that they won't use it politically?
Because there will now be oversight. If we have strictly state police, that's where that conflict that everybody is afraid of may come in. If the governor, for example, hijacks the state police, you may need the federal police to come in, and then you can imagine the bloodbath that will be created. But if the governor has command control over the state security infrastructure, he can give the state commissioner of police directives that will be obeyed without having the state police commissioner recourse to IG of police. You may have a more robust system.
And I think we also need to talk on the need for there to be really synergy among the within the security infrastructure.
Yes.
That we have, the security structure that we have. Now, take for example what happened in Taraba State, where it's reported that army and police had to fight, had to kill.
That was a shame.
And all that. So how can we ensure that? Let me come with to Patrick.
Well, I think he said the whole system has to be adequately reorganized. You got to purge the police system too.
And you have 1 minute for that.
So, we are supposed to police the police as citizens, okay? As citizens, we're supposed to police the police. Now, I tell you something. The police will give a politician 3 or 5 policemen to guide the politician and his family. And this police stays with that politician for about 3 or 5 years. I tell you, at the end of 4 or 5 years, the police is no longer on or loyal to the federal government. It's more loyal and not committed.
So individuals, yeah.
So it is danger there too.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Because of time, we are pressed for time, and extend the handshake there. And yeah, that's all time we permit us to take today on our discussion segment.